That wide angle, 2 rings in operation. Our first contest is between boxers from Azerbaijan and Puerto Rico. My name's Ronald McIntosh. I'll be your lead commentator for this 13th session of boxing as we take a look at the 5 scoring judges in attendance seated around the boxing ring, the 10-point must system in effect. And I'm delighted to say that alongside us to provide expert analysis and insightful co-commentary is the 2-time Olympic champion, the first ever female Olympic champion from London 2012, who followed that up with an Olympic title in Rio 2016, 4 years later, and that woman is Nicola Adams. And Nicola, real pressure on these boxers, the final opportunity to qualify for Paris, but here in this 13th session on this 7th day, all of the boxers we're seeing still in contention of securing that precious Olympic quota place.
Yeah, they really are on. It's go time now. This is your last shot, your final chance of becoming an Olympian. Just sealing the deal on your dream. This is where you need to bring your A game today, and I'm sure both boxers will, as they square up in the ring now with the referee.
So no quota places available today. Quota places will begin to be available from Friday. But as Nicola Adams has stated, you have got to be in it to win it. So we are underway then. This is action in the men's 57-kilogram division, a contest between boxers from Azerbaijan and Puerto Rico. The southpaw wearing red is Shamil Askerov, born in Russia, in the Russian capital of Moscow, switching from Russia to Azerbaijan in 2022. He comes to the ring with plenty of experience under his belt. World Series boxing experience, the man who's just landed a good right hand to the body, but he's warned about keeping his punches up, is Caleb Tirado Pagan from Puerto Rico. Arecibo in Puerto Rico, actually resides in Florida and comes to the ring as the reigning continental champion of the Americas, prevailing in that continental event in Cali, Colombia in 2023. First attempted to qualify at the Pan Am Games, missed out at the qualification event in Busto Arsizio, where he was eliminated by the world champion Mahmoud Sabir Khan of Kazakhstan in the 3rd preliminary round. So, for both Askerov in red of Azerbaijan and the man in blue, Caleb Tirado, it's an opportunity to remain in contention for that quota place. Good right hand to the body again from Tirado, who really has found a range with his body punching effectively. Scored with a left hook to the body just a few moments ago, halfway through the opening round.
Askerov's just trying to walk his man down. Oh, there we go. He's just getting a little bit closer there with his backhand.
But Tirado, a very patient counterpuncher. You see Askerov trying to impose his physicality on the inside. Referee speaking to both boxers about the infringement of holding. Again, completely different approaches. You see Askerov with that lead hand down by his belt line, just trying to present an open target and find a range with that southpaw left. But again, you see that right hand to the body that started the combination success for Tirado.
Tirado's doing really well with the counter-punching there.
Askerov just finding the range with his southpaw left, both upstairs and downstairs on his previous attack. And again, right hand to the body, starting the attack from Tirado. Despite being the shorter man, he's showing quick feet and exquisite timing to get himself into range and often land that single backhand to the body and escape without reply.
Tirado's doing really well counter-punching here. He's just bringing his man onto the punches and conserving his energy.
Picked off by a lead right, but look at that. First and third boxing from Tirado was picked off by a southpaw lead right, but ended the exchange as the two men skipping back to the space of center ring, both of them feeling that they enjoyed success during that previous coming together. So a reminder, Tirado, well, I agree with his conviction that he did enough in that round. His body punching was on point right from the opening belt. Single shot raiding attacks, particularly with his backhand against a southpaw. Let's take a look at the scores, but it's a 4-1 split in favor of this man. Askerov preferred by judges 1, 2, 3, and 4. Only the judge from Guatemala preferring the work of Tirado. And again, it's a subjective sport, and box judges from different regions prefer different things. Again, getting into broad archetypes, if you admire the Cuban style, you're likely to enjoy dancing, back foot boxing, using the space of the ring. If you admire the heavy-legged front foot plodders, then that's a different style altogether. And in that round, the judges preferring the work of the southpaw in red.
Yeah, they really did. I guess the front foot pressure of the guy in red was enough to seal it. But I thought the guy in blue, he did enough.
I happen to share that perspective, but he finds himself 4-1 down, just as you are able and we are able to share those scores from the judges with you. The coaches will be relaying that information to their boxers. Beautiful up jab landed by Askerov, catching Tirado as he tried to come in. And whereas he had the relative luxury of playing counter-puncher in the opening round, now that he finds himself 4-1 down, he's going to have to make an adjustment, because it would be a brave, temperamentally strong counter-puncher indeed who would retain faith in that tactical approach and wait to try and counter after conceding the first round on a 4-1 split using those tactics. He's got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, he really does. Tirado needs to start throwing his punches. Beautiful hooks there from Tirado. He can't afford to sit back and just wait as he was doing in the first round.
And as Nicholas pointed out, he is doing exactly that, content to lead off and throw more punches than he did. Looking for a counter left hand, but he was off the mark as Askerov. Good movement from the waist from him to lean back and make his man miss. Tirado bombing away with that right hook, takes a counter southpaw right hook in response. Left hand over the top, and it's another exchange before they lock horns on the inside.
Askerov's having a little bit more success in this round. I think it's because of the change of tactics for the man in blue.
Again, just 3-minute rounds, remember. Beautiful right-left combination, but it was from Askerov, but countered by Tirado. But look at Askerov work away on the inside. Right hand tied up by Tirado, but he's continuing to dig away with the left hand. Back to that relaxed guard once again. Right hand literally on his kneecap. Tirado falling short with that single phase attack. And again, trying to long bridge his man with the left jab. Beautiful counter right jab from Askerov. Swelling beneath Askerov's right eye. Tirado celebrating the success that he enjoyed. But again, it almost as though he's reverted to the pattern that he showed in the first round, playing counter-puncher. Hard right hand landed by Askerov before Tirado came back with a shot. But at this type of tempo with 44 seconds remaining, it's going to be difficult for him to overturn the 4-1 split that he faced at the end of the first round. But again, this is his natural style.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. I think Askerov's done a little bit better in this round, just finding his range. He just takes a little stumble there, just finding his range a lot better, using his height and reach.
So closing 20 seconds. Tirado on the back foot to pivot away counterclockwise. Again, I'm not sure he's done enough in this round. Askerov was met with a busier boxer in the opening stages. Good left hook landed by the southpaw. Tirado back into his comfort zone as a boxer, but given that he lost the first on a 4-1 split, I think it's difficult to see how he could be given the second. But what say the 5 scoring judges? Let's take a look at the scores. And again, Askerov taking it for judges 1, 2, and 3. Tirado taking it for judges 4 and 5, but he needed 3 of those scores to bring about. He needed another one of those scores to make it 19-19, and then with his 20-18, he'd be in with a shout. But he's losing for judges 1, 2, and 3. He needs a massive final round if he hopes to keep his Olympic dream alive.
Yeah, Tirado really does need a huge last round if he wants to be able to get through to the next round. I think he's going to have to up the work rate in this last and final round. And I don't know whether it's going to suit his style or not. He's more of a counter-puncher, sit back and let his opponent come to him.
So into the third and final round we go then. Tardy exit from the red corner by the AZE coaches. That's why the referee has called time, sent both men to opposite neutral corners before signalling time in, and the third and final round underway. Shamil Askerov, the man from Moscow, comes to the ring with a 3-fight professional record, 2 wins and 1 loss after making his pro debut in 2021. And you can see, even though there is no amateur boxing anymore, that adjective has been removed because of the prize money that's on offer, but you can see he brings a relaxed professional style to his work, and it's serving him well.
Yeah, he really does. He's got the relaxed front arm, putting a lot more power onto his punches as well as he's moving in.
Mentioned the fact that he switched from Russia to Azerbaijan in 2022, had success in the Russian national championships at the junior level way back in 2011. But thereafter, quarterfinal places, podium places, but since switching to Azerbaijan, well, he was a silver medalist in 2022 in the AZE national championships and a gold medalist last year. Here he is, one win away from progressing through to the quarterfinal stage. 63 boxers make up the men's 57 kilogram bracket, so almost perfect bracketology from the round of 64. And Askerov, well, he leads 20 points to 18 for judges 1, 2 and 3, and Tirado not doing enough to produce the massive final round that he needs. But of course, as long as he remains on his feet, there is the opportunity to take his man out inside the distance. Yeah,
Tirado really needs to be feinting, getting his man in to throw shots and then counter, or maybe first and third, throw first, let his man counter and then throw again. He really needs to be working more.
Only 3 qualifying places up for grabs in the men's 57 kilogram division. Askerov on the front foot, and again, Tirado, very difficult to change from one's natural style. We've referenced it previously. Beautiful left hand on the inside by Askerov, but countered by Tirado. And how about that for a check right hook from Tirado? Lovely skills that you'd expect nothing less from a man who is the continental champion of the Americas. But going walkabout as though you're leading, that's not going to produce the outcome that he's working for.
Yeah, it really isn't. Tirado really needs to put his foot on the gas if he wants to take this. And the last 30 seconds, I don't think he's got enough time to do that. Askerov has had his own way for the second and this last round.
So really is in the realm of requiring a single shot KO now. Is Tirado, who's going to have to produce an exquisitely timed shot. Pecking, poking punches, but again, this clock management is favouring Askerov as he looks over his shoulder, a la Billy Joe Saunders against David Lemieux, searching for the shot that Tirado was looking to land on him. No doubt about Tirado's skills, but given the way the first 2 rounds have been scored, I think Tirado's Olympic dream is coming to an end right here in the round of 16. And again, live scoring is available. His coaches will have communicated the state of the contest, and he was trailing 20 points to 18 for judges 1, 2 and 3. I think this man was fortunate to take the first round on a 4-1 split, but that's how it transpired, and so the boxer has to work with that. There's no appeals process, and so given that those were the scores that were returned, Tirado, to his credit, did try to up the pace at the start of the second round, but he found it difficult to sustain, and I think given the way the scorecards broke down in the first 2 rounds, it's going to be the man from red going through to the quarterfinals. Here's the verdict.
The winner by the split decision in the red corner.
And there is confirmation. A split decision victor is Shamil Askerov of Azerbaijan. And he is now through to the quarterfinals, remaining in contention for that precious Olympic quota place. Shamil Askerov, the 3-fight professional, getting his nose in front early when he took the first round on a 4-1 split, and I thought Tirado's work to the body could have been more heavily favoured than it was, but ultimately Tirado taking the final round on a 3-2 split, but the distribution of the scores means that Askerov using that insurance he built up in the first couple of rounds to go through to the quarters.
Yeah, Askerov did quite well once he warmed up in the second round, just pressuring his man, forcing his man to throw, and then counter-punching, just like he did there with the left hand straight to the body.